Welcome back to our channel, everyone. Today is an absolutely beautiful day to dive deep into the latest drama unfolding in Port Charles, and we have so much to unpack together. Grab a snack, get comfortable, and settle in, because the sheer level of chaos we just witnessed is off the charts. Let's get right into it. I cannot breathe. I am literally typing this with shaking hands right now because what in the actual world did we just watch? Jump right to it. Jason is back, and he just saved Carly at the exact second she was about to become Ross Cullum's latest victim. I mean, we all knew Steve Burton's return for the 16,000th episode was going to be a massive, earth-shattering event, but they did not have to go this hard. I am losing my mind over here. Did anyone else scream at their television? Because I definitely woke up my neighbors, and I do not even care. But wait, I am getting ahead of myself. Let's back up and talk about how we even got to this heart-stopping moment in the first place. So, Carly. Oh, Carly. Carly. I have been watching this show for years, and if there is one thing that never, ever changes, it is Carly Spencer running headfirst into extreme danger without a solid, rational plan. Remember when she ditched Lucas Jones and decided to infiltrate Windermere all by herself? Yeah, classic Carly move. She thought she could just waltz onto Spoon Island, bypass heavily armed WSB agents, and rescue Jocelyn all on her own. And then she walked right into Ross Cullum. I was dreading this entire sequence. When Cullum stopped her in that creepy, dimly lit hallway of the castle and smugly told her she saved him a trip because he was planning to kidnap her anyway, my stomach completely dropped. Cullum has been so untouchable lately. He has the entire WSB at his disposal, he has been running this highly illegal cold fusion project with Jen Sidwell, and he is absolutely ruthless. I really, truly thought Carly was done for. I thought she was going straight into the underground captivity compound with Liesel and Jocelyn, and we were going to have to endure another 3 months of hostage storylines. And then, the shadows moved. I am telling you, the cinematography and direction in this episode deserve an Emmy right now. Cullum is standing there, gloating, getting ready to silence Carly permanently to protect his dirty secrets. He reaches for her, his face twisted in that arrogant smirk he always wears, and out of nowhere this figure just emerges from the darkness. The leather jacket, the posture, the absolute, terrifyingly lethal silence. Jason. Freaking Morgan. He didn't even say a word at first. He just moved. Jason's operative skills have always been top tier, but after whatever he endured in that Jakarta black site, he is on a completely different level. He didn't just hit Cullum, he systematically dismantled the man. It was like watching a masterclass in hand-to-hand combat. Cullum thought he was the apex predator on Spoon Island, but he had absolutely no idea what was standing behind him. Jason disarmed him, dropped him to the hard stone floor, and pinned him down before Cullum even realized what hit him. It was fast, it was brutal, and it was so incredibly satisfying to watch. I cannot even begin to describe the look on Carly's face. Laura Wright acted her absolute heart out in that split second. It was this complex mix of absolute terror morphing into pure, unadulterated shock and then overwhelming, tear-filled relief. She thought she was dead, and suddenly her guardian angel is standing there, holding the devil by the throat. I mean, we have seen Jason rescue Carly dozens of times over the decades. Remember when they tried this kind of cornered rat situation with Lorenzo Alcazar? Yeah, didn't work then either. But this one hit different because of the sheer hopelessness of the situation and how long Jason has been gone. But Jason wasn't just there to throw punches and play the silent bodyguard. Oh no, he brought receipts. This is the part that had me jumping off my couch and pacing around my living room. Jason didn't just subdue the head of the WSB with physical force, he exposed him on the spot. While Cullum is groveling on the floor, gasping for air, Jason pulls out the evidence. Hard, undeniable proof that Cullum orchestrated the entire Jakarta black site imprisonment to cover up his own massive, illegal WSB activities. Let's connect the dots here, because the writers have been weaving this intricate web for months, and the payoff is finally here. We know Rocco Falconeri shot Cullum on the pier to protect Jason, and Jason, being the absolute legend and protector that he is, took the fall for the kid. He let himself be dragged off to a hellhole in Indonesia so a teenager wouldn't have his life ruined. But Cullum used that. Cullum weaponized Jason's sacrifice to bury him in that black site, ensuring Jason could never expose Cullum's rogue empire, his double agent status, and his treasonous partnership with Sidwell. So seeing Jason stand there, holding the very documents and data that prove Cullum framed the arrest to cover up his own corruption. It was poetic justice of the highest order. Jason cleared his own name right then and there. He proved that his imprisonment was a sham, designed to protect Cullum's crimes. I have been so angry, so incredibly frustrated about Jason rotting in a cell while Cullum paraded around Port Charles like a king, threatening teenagers and poisoning people. Watching this arrogant director get completely destroyed by his own prisoner was the most satisfying television I have seen all year. Okay, back to the point, because the crisis wasn't just about Carly. Downstairs in the captivity compound, Jocelyn and Liesl Obrecht were literally seconds away from absolute disaster. We saw them earlier, desperately digging a hole in the wall, with Jocelyn holding wire cutters, trying to short out the electric door. They were so close to breaking out, but Cullum was about to move them. He was going to take them away, to ensure the cold fusion project stayed under his control, and if he had moved them, they might have been lost forever. If Jason had arrived even 2 minutes later, Cullum would have secured Carly, gone downstairs, and shipped Jocelyn and Liesl off to some remote, off-the-grid WSB facility where they might never be found. Jason's timing wasn't just lucky. It was the only thing standing between Jocelyn and completely vanishing off the face of the earth. Knowing that Jason secured the perimeter, neutralized the immediate threat, and stopped Cullum before he could reach the girls is just, wow. The relief is palpable. I was so worried about Jocelyn, especially knowing how ruthless Cullum is. I know some people are loving the villain era of Ross Cullum, and I get it, he's a great bad guy, but personally, I am so ready for his downfall. And this is it. This is the beginning of the end for his empire of sin. With Jason holding the proof of his illegal activities, the Jakarta cover-up, and the kidnapping of civilians, Cullum has nowhere to run. Plus, we know Valentine Cassadine is already on his way to Geneva to expose Cullum to Z, the mysterious head of the WSB. Cullum is getting squeezed from both sides, and it is glorious. His entire operation is crumbling into dust. But what does this mean for Port Charles? Because you guys, this changes everything. The power dynamics in this town are about to shift on their axis. Jason is back, but he is not the same Jason who left. You can see it in his eyes. The trauma of the black site, the betrayal by the WSB, the realization of how vulnerable his family is when he isn't around it has hardened him, but it has also given him a new perspective. He's always been a protector, but now he's a protector who has seen the absolute darkest corners of international espionage and survived. Think about Sonny Corinthos right now. Sonny is currently dealing with Jen Sidwell, trying to defend his territory, setting traps, and keeping his mob empire intact. Having Jason back is going to be a massive game changer for Sonny's organization. But will Jason even want to go back to being Sonny's enforcer? I am honestly not sure. He just took down the director of the WSB. He just untangled a massive international conspiracy. Going back to managing local mob disputes and turf wars might not be on his agenda anymore. He has evolved beyond just being the muscle for the Corinthos family. Am I the only one who thinks Jason is going to take on a completely new role in town? He has the evidence against Cullum, he has the gratitude of the Quartermains and the Spencers, and he has a new, terrifyingly calm aura about him. He is a changed man, and his future reflects that. I am so here for this new era of Jason. I am dreading the inevitable fallout, and the targets that will inevitably be on his back because of this WSB mess. But right now, I just want to bask in the glory of this return. And let's talk about the emotional fallout for a second. Danny has been wrecking himself trying to figure out how to save his dad. He literally broke into a WSB field office. When Danny finds out that his dad didn't just escape, but absolutely leveled the man who framed him, that kid is going to be so proud, but also, they're going to have a very long talk about the dangers of this lifestyle. And Sam has been so cautious about Jason's impact on Danny's life. This whole situation is going to send shockwaves through all of their relationships. I am sorry, but this is exactly why we watch soap operas. This is the massive, emotional payoff we wait months and months for. The pacing, the slow buildup of the WSB conspiracy, the reveals, the emotional reunions. Carly and Jason's dynamic is going to be front and center again, and I cannot wait to see how she processes the fact that he literally came back from the dead, again, to save her life. She was so close to losing everything. The trauma bonding between these two is just going to reach unprecedented levels. I know I am rambling, but I just have so many feelings about this. The way the writers tied the Rocco shooting, the Jakarta black site, the cold fusion project, and Carly's reckless Windermere mission all into this one explosive climax. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It makes all those weeks of slow burn storytelling worth it. Cullum thought he was playing 4D chess with the residents of Port Charles, but Jason just flipped the entire board over. What an episode. What an absolute masterpiece of a moment. I need to go rewatch that Windermere scene at least 10 more times before I can even think about trying to go to sleep. The look of pure defeat on Cullum's face when he realized he was beaten is going to sustain me for the rest of the year. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments, because I am still screaming and I need to know I am not the only one completely losing their mind over this.